Why should you follow me at Old Guy Talks to Me? A podcast dedicated to helping older guys create kick-ass lives for themselves and those that they love. Well, this is Oris, the official old guy, government certified because I have a Medicare card and have had one for a few years. And Old Guy Talks to Me is a podcast dedicated to, well, help older guys like you and me age gracefully, to get through this aging process and to do so well. Now, there's a lot of challenges to aging in these days. At the same time, there's a lot of opportunities to do so gracefully. There's a lot of biohacks, a lot of new stuff that's out there for you to take advantage of. And I've been doing that for many years. Now, part of this is that I see people at the gym and other places that are getting older, and they're not doing so well at it. They're actually doing horrible. And especially at the gym, it's kind of hard to watch because they're there and they're trying to do better, but they're not doing some things that can really, really basically improve their efforts, the time that they're spending in their gym. And that's what part of Old Guy Talks to Me is all about. It's really about making this next phase of your life be good, to have quality, to enjoy it, to live it fully, to experience it fully, both from a physical and emotional standpoint. Now, the old guy, well, he's going to be going places that, well, some people are not so comfortable. And there was a point where I wasn't comfortable going to these places. And some may say it's part of maybe something that's not called polite conversation. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit. The old guy talks about stuff that needs to be talked about, stuff that's important, stuff that will lead to significant improvements in the quality of your life and mine and those that we love. We are going to spend a lot of time talking about anti-aging medicine. I've been a beneficiary of anti-aging medicine for over 22 years. That's right, for over 22 years. And I want to share with you some of the things I've learned along that journey. And there's some good things and some bad things. There's some hacks that I've learned and some things that I've learned to avoid. One of the things that is really important to an older guy, and I believe that every older guy should consider this, is testosterone optimization. That's right, testosterone optimization. And I'm going to discuss, actually with a world expert, in one of the interviews, a lot of the urban legends, a lot of the myths that exist about testosterone optimization and why you should consider it as a factor in your life. We're also going to be talking about hormone optimization for women, which is real important because most of you guys, well, we're dealing with postmenopausal women. And we're going to be talking about that. What old guys need to know about menopause. Now, there's a whole bunch of other things in this space that we're going to be talking about. We're talking about how to heal, especially after injuries. There's all sorts of things, and from stem cells to peptides, all sorts of things to heal. We're also going to be talking about, well, what happens for women as they get older. Vaginal deterioration, something most people don't want to talk about, and urinary incontinence, which is a big factor in women's lives, especially as they get older. We're also going to be talking about erectile dysfunction. Yes, you heard that right, erectile dysfunction. Nobody wants to talk about it, but the statistics are clear. 40% of men in their 40s, 50% of men in their 50s, and 60% of men in their 60s suffer some form of erectile dysfunction, be it inability to basically just completely function at all, or some dissatisfaction with their sexual life. And we're going to be talking about medical strategies to deal with that. We're also going to be spending time on, well, other things, such as relationships. We're going to talk about the no-sex marriage and what you can do to improve the quality and the emotional and physical intimacy of your life. And we're also going to be talking about other stuff that's in this space that's going to be of interest to you to improve the quality of your life. Because relationships, and maintaining them are really important. You don't want to be living with a roommate. You want to be living with that person that you love in a loving way, in a caring way. Now, just so you don't think the old guy is just an old goody two-shoes, I want to tell you that, well, he likes his vices too. And we're going to be interviewing people about cigars. We're going to be interviewing people about vodka, about scotch, all sorts of stuff, including bucket list items, among other things. We're also going to be bringing on people to talk about various social issues and concerns about what's going on in the world, especially biohazards, endocrine disrupting compounds, and all sorts of things like that that are affecting not only us, but affecting our children and our grandchildren. Now, who am I? Who am I? Glad you asked. Forrest is, I was born in 1952, so I've been around for a little bit. That's right. 1952, and moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 1960, and lived there till about 2018 when we moved to Las Vegas. And now my wife that I married very late in life, age 40, and we live here as empty nesters in Las Vegas. And when you live in Las Vegas, you don't spend a lot of time going to the Strip. Everybody thinks about Las Vegas and they think about the hotels, the shows, and all that stuff. When you live here, it's a whole different lifestyle. And we, as I mentioned, we are empty nesters. And I have 2 college-age daughters who have survived having me as their father because I took every opportunity I could to embarrass them as children. Consequently, they are immune. They are immune because they've been inoculated to just about anything a guy can do, so they will never feel intimidated, nor will they be embarrassed by anything a guy can do around them. Now, just like everyone, I've had my ups and downs, both emotionally, physically, and financially. So I'm not perfect, and I don't want you to think I'm perfect. And after you hear me for a while, you realize that, well, perfect is not a word that anyone uses to describe me. I have my vices, I have my virtues, just like you do. At the end of the day, though, I'm looking to be better, because there is no such thing as maintaining our status quo. You are either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no such thing as status quo. It is a myth, and you, if you're telling yourself that, are lying to yourself. That's right, you're lying to yourself. So I want you to join me on this podcast, on these interviews where I pick experts in their various fields to discuss things that will improve the quality of your life, that will enhance your life, and not only your life, but the life of those that you love. So what do you need to do? Well, first of all, be sure to subscribe. That's right, subscribe so you don't miss a podcast interview that I do. That's right. And there's going to be a couple longer interviews a week, and I'd say longer, about 30, 45 minutes. And then once a week, I'm going to have something kind of short, about 4 to 5 minutes, amusing, my thoughts, anything that might come to mind. Sometimes it'll be serious, and sometimes, it'll be plain stupid silly. Next thing, after you subscribe, be sure to share, because I'm sure, just like you know other people like me, you know other people that, similar age bracket, that suffer from the same things that you do, that have the same worries, that have the same concerns. So please share this podcast. And lastly, review this podcast, because, I want to hear about it. If you don't like it, if you don't think it's very good, review it anyway. That's right, give me a bad review, I don't care. But please, I'm going to ask you, really subscribe, because some of this stuff, it will alter the course of your life in a significant way. Because I know it has for me. And not just me, but those that I love, my wife and my kids, and others around me. So, what are you supposed to do? 1, subscribe, then share, and then review. And remember, at Oldguytalkstome.com, it's all about creating a kick-ass life for yourself and those that you love. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe, share, and review. Until next time, remember, it's all about creating a kick-ass life for yourself and those that you love.